video is sponsored by Sterling Pacific.
On this channel, we've talked a lot about our favorite camera gear and our favorite camera bags, but we've never actually showed you what goes inside of our suitcases whenever we're traveling to make our travel vlogs and videos. So in this video, I thought I'd show you what we pack and all of our camera gear, because the camera gear, I do actually end up putting some in the suitcase to save my shoulders whenever we're traveling.
We started our channel talking about our travel shooting setup, and in our bag in Hawaii, we showed off our Fujifilm mirrorless gear back then, something like 2018-19, and that's how it all started. So now we're going back to that, and we'll show you how we're traveling and shooting in Mexico with this suitcase.
To admit, when I am shopping for camera bags or backpacks, I do a ton of research and I really care about what I'm buying. But when it comes to suitcases, I historically have not. I've always gone for the cheapest suitcase out there, and as a result, I've gone through quite a few suitcases because those cheap ones always have something wrong with them and they always fall apart on you. So if I were to add up how much money I've spent on my cheap suitcases, I can almost guarantee that it's probably enough to pay for a luxury suitcase like this. So this suitcase is by a brand called Sterling Pacific. Right now they have two suitcases available. This is the 35-liter carry-on version, weighs about 11.5 pounds when it's empty. For me, this is the perfect size because I like to use carry-on suitcases as much as possible and avoid checking my luggage. And this suitcase fit really nicely into the overhead bin of the airplane that I was on. This is a clam-style shell suitcase that to me looks more like a superhero's briefcase or a really rugged pelican case than it does a suitcase that you would take on vacation or a work trip with you. But if you are going to take it on a work trip, I guarantee this is going to be the best looking piece of luggage in the whole airport. I lost track of how many people stopped me and asked what brand this was when I was lugging it around SeaTac Airport. But besides being really good looking, this suitcase is also extremely durable. The shell and the trolley handle are completely aluminum. There's no plastic components. Even the wheel hubcaps have aluminum on them. And it's not just any aluminum. It's 50-52 aluminum, which is used in the aviation industry for its high strength to weight ratio and also the corrosion resistance. The suitcase also has impact bearing ridges that are made from A380 reinforced corners. The other nice touch about this suitcase that I absolutely love are the handles, which are made of full-grain Italian leather. The suitcase even comes with a full leather kit, so you do have to take care of the handles, but it is such a nice touch, and it's a really nice contrast to the aluminum. Something else to note about the wheels on the suitcase is that there's only two, there's not four. And some people may not like that, but I personally like having the two wheels on the bottom. In fact, this is my first two-wheeled suitcase that I've ever owned. But it's really nice for times like this when I might want to stand the suitcase up and I don't want it to accidentally roll away, or when I'm commuting on a train or some kind of vehicle. You know how those suitcases with the four wheels always end up rolling around or they tip over? That doesn't happen with this suitcase. The wheels are also pretty big, so they roll really nicely on all types of terrains and surfaces, including some of the cobblestones and sand here in Mexico. So the last notable feature about the exterior of this luggage before we dive into the interior is the lock. So like most suitcases these days, this suitcase does have a TSA lock, but not just one, there are actually two. So this really is like an old school style briefcase because to open it, you have to go over to the side and you use your thumbs to open them, and they pop open, and each lock has its own code. They're both TSA compatible, but the nice thing about it is that it's an extra sense of security because if someone happens to get into one of these locks, they actually have to get into two to fully open the suitcase.
By the way, this suitcase is not cheap. It's nearly $1,500 US for the 35-liter carry-on version, so it is a chunk of change. But one really positive thing is that it comes with a lifetime warranty, which in my opinion does soften the blow of the cost.
All right, you all have been patient enough. Let's see what's inside of the suitcase. So once I open up the suitcase, you'll see that the contents are secured by these straps with these chrome buckles, also with the Sterling Pacific logo on them. On the interior of the lid, there's also a zippered mesh pockets for storing some of your flatter items. In my case, there's my toiletry kit as well as my tech bag with all of my cables and chargers inside of it. But when you first buy this bag and open it up, the zippered case actually contains a Sterling Pacific branded amenity kit as well as a care kit, including that leather care kit that I mentioned. So this is my amenity kit that I carry with me on all of my trips. It's rather small. I'm a pretty low maintenance kind of gal if you can't already tell. And this is my tech pouch. Actually pretty light for this trip. Normally it's a little bit more full, but it has all of my cables and chargers that I would need for all of my cameras and devices. As for the actual contents of this bag, to me this is enough for a long weekend. Potentially a full week if you can pack rather light, but for a long weekend this is perfect. So I've got a long sleeve shirt, because you never know if you're going to be a little cold. And then I've got all of my clothes in here. So again, I use this for all of my bags, no matter what suitcase I'm using, but I like it because I can easily divide all of my clothes and underwear and socks. And once I get to the hotel, I can just hang the hook in my closet. So everything is nicely organized. I don't have to pull everything out and put it into a drawer. And finally, up top, I have my camera bag. So this is a bag that I would normally use as my small personal item when I'm flying. But in this case, I am traveling with my son, and so I have to carry more of his items, including his diaper bag. So that becomes my small personal item, and I can stick my camera bag inside of my carry-on suitcase. It actually stores really nicely in the top component of it right here. And if you want to know what kind of camera gear I brought with me, this is a very minimal trip. I've got the Hover Air X1, which is my self-flying drone. I have another video talking all about this if you want to learn more. Also have spare batteries for my GoPro because I am still using an action camera as my main vlogging camera. For this trip it's a GoPro, but I also do switch between the DJI Osmo Action 4 when I don't have my partner with me because my partner prefers GoPro. Have to make compromises sometimes, you know. Also have my sunglasses because we are in a warm location, and I also use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is actually what I'm using to film this particular video, as well as the Insta360 mini tripod with an extendable selfie stick, because this way I can get full body or eye level shots using pretty much any of my small cameras.
This suitcase is aesthetically really well done, and it doesn't by any means look cheap, but it's also functional and really typically when you look at brands and the products they sell, something may look good but it doesn't hold up and it's not functional, or it may be well designed and robust but it then doesn't look so good. Personally, all the baggage I have bought in the past kind of makes me look like a backpacker, and it's funny because we have one of those bags right now and we put it down next to this one and it's a total style clash now because being in our 20s and early 30s we always actually care to get a good price and a good design and it holds up over time. Once you add the look to it, that's when you get a premium product, and this is one of them. So I really like it, and every bit of it is well thought out. They say there's not a little part of it that didn't design really well. When you look at the locks and everything right here, it is like a briefcase, very secure with 2 locks on each side, and they are TSA compliant so they don't break them. It opens like a briefcase, which is very nice as well. And so actually it does kind of make you feel like you're carrying a big important briefcase that you're out to do business with. And if you were to travel and show up with this thing to a business meeting or something where it actually matters how you look and your image, this would be a winner, right? So from that point of view, it's very hard to get a product which does that and is also functional. And I also like the way it's strong. That's the thing, is like you can pack gear into this, you know, that's our line of business. We do media, photography, videography, and we need to know that when you put this in a plane or anywhere else, it will protect your gear. We cannot go halfway around the world and have our gear break because it wasn't in a secured hard shell. And even if it was to smash from one side, this is why it's good that these corners are reinforced. It basically makes it smash proof. If you count how many studs there are and everything else, even our boy said, wow, so many screws. So they've really worked hard to reinforce this thing so it does not fall apart. The hinges are strong, everything about it. And in fact, when you touch every part of it, you know, here I'm touching fine Italian leather, here is like smooth aluminum. It doesn't feel cheap. Also in the past, when I was a young college student, I would be gifted bags and stuff like that. And I went to Tokyo with one such bag, and then I had to change locations in Tokyo, and I dragged my bag through all of Tokyo twice back and forth, and my wheels failed on me. And that was such an annoying experience. I had to change trains and drag it all around. And it's a big bag and the wheels don't work, and that made me realize how important it is that you actually spend the money on a quality bag, because you don't know where in the world you will find yourself, what distance you'll have to cover, and how hard it will be at that point. So all the points of failure are thought out with this thing. But then again, when I look at it, I'm so impressed that I always go back to the look of it being the strongest point.
So that's a look inside of our latest travel carry-on suitcase setup. This is how we travel for pretty much all of our trips these days, because we're often combining work with pleasure. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and also I'd love to hear what kind of suitcase you like to use for travel. Do you go for a cheap, get-it-done suitcase, or do you like to splurge a little bit and get a nicer, luxurious-looking suitcase? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.